They say you sabotaged a $20 billion refinery. But where's the evidence? And is this really about safety or union rights? That's the explosive situation brewing at Africa's largest refinery, Dangote Petroleum Refinery, or DPR. The company says it sacked a handful of engineers for acts of sabotage. The workers dispute that, claiming instead they've been victimized for joining a union. Here's the full breakdown of what's happening, why it matters, and what to watch. The spark: termination versus unionization. In late September 2025, Dangote Petroleum Refinery announced it was conducting a reorganization and dismissed a number of Nigerian engineers and other staff. In its statement, the company cited, quote, repeated acts of sabotage, which have raised safety concerns and affected operational efficiency, end quote. According to company comments, Vice President Devakumar Edwin said the refinery had recorded 22 sabotage incidents since inception. The reorganization and dismissals were framed as part of a safety protection measure unrelated to labor unions. The workers' side, the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria, or PENGASAN, claims over 800 staff were sacked for unionizing. The engineers themselves say they were asked to join PENGASAN. A majority affirmed yes, and soon after, they faced redeployment or sacking. One engineer told investigators, "We cannot sabotage the refinery. We love the refinery. Some of us built it from the beginning." So the central question emerges: were these workers genuinely involved in sabotage, or were they disciplined for exercising their rights to unionize? What is sabotage, according to the company? When pressed, Dangote Petroleum issued details on what it considered sabotage: attempted fires, unauthorized opening of valves, or interventions in instrumentation that could bring down major equipment. The company claims its ultra-modern system predicted and countered such attempts. But what's missing is full transparency. The company hasn't publicly listed the individual offenses, times, names, or how they connect to individual employees. On the other hand, the union claims no formal charges were communicated. Union rights, redeployment, and worker grievances. Beyond the sabotage claim, several other issues feed into this dispute. Unionization. Engineers say management announced they could join unions. Many did. Soon after, they say buses were withdrawn, entrances locked for Nigerians, while expatriates continued working. The PENGASAN position is management used sabotage as a cover for anti-union victimization. Redeployment. Some sacked workers claim they were told they'd be redeployed to sugar or cement factories within the Dangote Group. A mismatch, given their refinery engineers. The company says redeployment across the group is part of business and not victimization. Worker conditions. Engineers allege low pay, long hours, poor safety gear, expatriates preferred over locals. One engineer claimed, "We work 13 hours, we are paid for 3 overtime hours out of 4, and the salary after deductions falls below expectation." Stakes and implications. This dispute is not just an internal labor issue, it carries broader significance. The Dangote Refinery is Africa's largest single-train refinery, 650,000 BPD capacity, and a strategic national asset. Disruptions or perception of instability can affect investor confidence. Labor relations in Nigeria's oil and gas sector are historically delicate. A major labor conflict here can ripple across the entire upstream-downstream value chain. The clash lays bare a tension between corporate safety and efficiency claims and labor rights and union freedoms. If unionization is implied as reason for dismissal, it raises questions under Nigeria's labor laws. Operational risk. If sabotage is genuine, the refinery faces major hazards. If the sabotage label is misapplied, morale and worker trust collapse. Both affect output, safety, and reputation. What next? Key actions and watching points. Government and labor ministry role. The Ministry of Labor mediated a meeting where both parties agreed in principle that no worker will lose pay and that dismissed staff will be redeployed within the group. The resolution appears fragile and contingent on implementation, whether redeployments happen, whether union rights are respected. Union responses. Penguson has called off strike actions following the agreement, but remains vigilant on whether the commitments are honored. The union may still push for verification. Who was actually dismissed? Were conditions fair? Is there proof of sabotage? Company disclosure and transparency. The refinery needs to publish credible evidence of sabotage, clarify its reorganization strategy, and provide proof that rights of workers to unionize, to fair treatment, were respected. Worker claims of unequal treatment, redeployment mismatch, and lack of safety gear need investigation. Operational risk monitoring. Any future incidents of sabotage, stoppages, labor unrest, or redeployment disputes may trigger production delays or supply chain disruption. Stakeholders, including regulators, should keep tabs on workforce stability and implications for refinery output. Final thoughts. Here's the bottom line. This is more than workers versus management at one refinery. It's a reflection of Nigeria's evolving industrial relations climate, the tensions of billion-dollar investments, and the delicate balancing act between safety, productivity, and worker rights. If Dangote Petroleum's claims of sabotage are robust, then swift action to protect the asset was arguably justified. If, however, sacking is tied to unionization and worker rights are compromised, it raises a red flag about how large-scale projects treat local talent. For the country, the stakes are high. Let peace, fairness, and transparency guide the scenario, because the value of this refinery goes far beyond its steel tanks and pipelines. It touches national ambition, industrial trust, and the future of Nigerian labor.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this update and want to stay informed with fast, reliable news, don't forget to subscribe to Newsflash 360. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. Your next headline is just seconds away.